How's it going, you guys? We are headed to the store really quick. It's the middle of the day, so it's been a very easy morning. And we're gonna head to the store really quick and we're gonna go pick up stuff for a charcuterie board. You guys have been asking how Janie and I make charcuterie boards. And one of my best friends is coming up and she had asked me to make a charcuterie board. So that's what we're gonna do today. So we're gonna head to the store. I'm gonna show you guys what I find there and then we'll come back, assemble it all together. And I'll talk about kind of what I found and maybe a few other things that you could substitute. And yeah, so let's head to the store. So personally, I like to grab green grapes. I like the flavor of them, but I do always test them because sometimes they're not that sweet. So I do take a test. These are $6. So I'm gonna grab one of these. I also really like to use a cucumber. So we're gonna grab a cucumber. I think sliced up is really nice. I also like to do apples sometimes, but I'm not going to do apples this time. I usually go with Honeycrisp or Fuji are the two that I usually use. I normally like to add some type of nut to the board. I usually go with almonds or pistachios, or I like to use cashews. So almonds and cashews are like the two that I mostly go with. I have almonds at the house, so I'm going to use some of those. And normally I like to add a sparkling drink. I think what I'm going to go with today is this pink lemonade. I just think this brings a element of class to the charcuterie board, anything that's in like a glass bottle. And so pink lemonade, and I love this stuff. I think adding some pretzels would be really nice. I would have loved to have added some like dark chocolate, but they only have yogurt, peanut butter, and raspberry, so I'm not gonna do any of those. But some dark chocolate pretzels would have been really nice to give it that like sweet and salty taste. The next thing you want to add is your meats. I usually go with prosciutto and salami. I don't really love prosciutto, but most people do. And I prefer salami. I'm not really like a big meat eater as it is, so I just go with these two. Usually I get the Applegate and the Neiman Ranch. So these are the ones I get. I have salami. We have Jalen here helping me make charcuterie board today. But this is the fig jam that I seriously am obsessed with. I usually go through an entire one of these every single time Janie and I hang out, and they're really good on these crackers right here. I usually get these ones, the cheese crisp ones. They're a very like thick and crunchy cracker, and they're really, really good. So this is the cheese selection right here. There's tons of different cheeses. The rule of thumb is usually something a little bit harder. I really, really love this Asiago with rosemary. Janie and I usually end up eating like half this block when we hang out together. We both love cheese. And then I usually try to find a brie or a goat cheese that sounds really good. What are these? You normally want a hard cheese and something that is a soft cheese. So I'm gonna find a soft cheese that I like really quick. I really love this cheese right here. This is a really, really good one, but it's a little too big for just a few of us to be eating. They normally have this one in a like smaller one with a little tray also. It's not this one, it's a different one, and it's really, really good cheese. But I mean, it's the same one, I guess, but it's normally like just as deep as this, but I'm not seeing it. Maybe they just changed packaging. So I think I might get this one. We are back home now, and we are getting all set up. My friend Tara should be here any minute. And I think she's bringing a few little cheeses and crackers. So we should have a lot of stuff for 4 of us, but it's gonna be really, really good. So I'm gonna turn the camera around, show you guys what all we got and how we're gonna set it all up. So what I love to do is use cake stands. So I have this vintage cast iron one. We found this antiquing, and this is actually what our wedding cake was on. And I love to use this one, especially when I have a bunch of stuff. This is kind of my go-to one. If I'm doing a smaller one with just like one friend, I love to use these. I get these all the time at like Michael's and not Joann's, but like Michael's and TJ Maxx, and this was $20. What I also love to do is kind of stack them. So do like a whole like board down here and then a few other things up here. I'm gonna see how much I have, and I might end up doing this like double stacked charcuterie board because it's me, my friend Tara is coming up, Jalen, and a little bit of Brent because he doesn't really love charcuterie boards, but that's okay. So I think I might go this route. So this is everything that we got. Here is my receipt. It said $65, but we bought a few other things. I ended up spending $50 And I'm also going to be using a few things from home. So these are the almonds that I have, a whole bunch of those. I'm going to use some pickles, and I'm also going to use some of these tomatoes. My cherry tomatoes stopped producing a while ago, so we're going to use those ones. And I think that is it. Normally, I would go with like something else. Like I would add another cracker. I would add like a pita chip and a little bit of hummus. I think that's really good together, but I think this is a good mix. We have 2 cheeses. It sounds like my friend Tara is picking up another cheese. I picked up these. I've never tried them before, so I'm kind of excited. Little brownie crisp. They didn't seem like they were too bad. And you guys saw the lemonade that we picked up. The grapes, they're really, really good. Jalen tried them while we were checking out. She said they were really good. Cucumber, we're going to lightly peel this, chop it up, and the meats, which I'm going to put in the fridge until we are ready for them. Okay, so step number 1, we're going to use a wood cutting board. We do not use knives on marble or on solid containers or on solid cutting boards. It'll just really dull your knife. This is like a pretty cutting board, and it's also for things like pastry. So I've got my cucumber. I'm going to cut these up how I would like them. Cut the ends off really quickly. And then we're going to come along and we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to peel the cucumber lightly.
I think we need to taste test the cucumber. Just make sure it's not poisonous. This is good.
For the time being, we're going to transfer everything over to another plate until we're ready to fully display all of this. We're going to take our cherry tomatoes, and I am going to cut these into halves because these are a little bit too big to just kind of pop in your mouth without it exploding or being a little too awkward. Then we have our grapes here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make these into much smaller bunches. So that way you can take a bunch and just put it on your plate, and it's not like you are taking an entire clump of grapes or having to peel them off while they're on the charcuterie board. This is gonna go in the fridge until we are ready to fully arrange. Okay, everybody's in the kitchen right now. As I'm filming, this is my best friend Tara.
Hello.
Say hi. She brought a smoked Gouda, which I think that we might bake in the oven, but Jalen is sitting on.
Oh.
Do we bake this? You just eat it? It's really hard.
Really bakery. It's because there's wax on that side.
Okay. Never had that. And then a garlic herb soft spreadable cheese, some eclairs, and then some bread and some sourdough baguettes. Okay, so the plan now is to fully arrange all of this. We're gonna put these in the fridge so that they don't melt. And plan now is line these with parchment paper. That's what's gonna keep everything nice and clean and tidy. So I always go in with parchment paper. You can go in with wax paper. You can go in with some type of like heavy craft paper, but you really want to make sure that you line the. You want to make sure that you line this so that way food's just not getting all over everything. It just is a little bit more sanitary that way. Lay off the cucumbers.
They're good, aren't they? We had some too.
Okay, well Jalen hated the gold one that we were using, so we're switching it up and we're going to use this white one. Like that. And line this top one with a little bit of parchment paper also. First, you want to start off and you want to use your hard items. So we're going to scatter these kind of around a little bit. When you're doing a charcuterie board, what you really want to do is you want to make it so that it's accessible to everyone, not just one person. So you want a few of these crackers over here. You want some of these crackers along the edge over on this side. You want a few of them on the top this way. Lay everything out nicely. We'll do a couple in the middle here. And then we'll do these last ones just like this. We're gonna go in with this bread that my friend Tara had brought. She brought some Dutch Crunch. And then we're gonna start placing some of these things that are in their own containers. We have this cheese spread. I think I'm gonna put this down low like that. We have this baked Gouda. This is in a waxed container. So what you wanna do is you kinda wanna break into any cheeses that you use initially. So that way your guests aren't the first ones breaking into it. Most people, when they break into cheeses or into really any type of meal, they don't want to be the first ones to do it. So if they see little pieces already broke off of it, they're more inclined to grab it. If I had just left this cheese wheel here all fully intact, people wouldn't want to break into it. This will take just a few little slices like so, and we'll kind of trail them out so it's a little more inviting. I'm gonna next add the fig jam, and we're gonna open this on up. Like I said, anything that you add to your charcuterie board, you want it to be fully ready for your guest. And then they also brought some of these sourdough crisp. I've never used these before. We obviously really like bread here. 3 little pieces there. Couple little pieces tucked up to the Gouda. Maybe some tucked around the pedestal base. Then maybe 2 or 3 pieces right there. This is all of our hardscape. We're all good here. Now it's time to start adding in our vegetables, our fruits, and everything else. Next up, we're gonna add our grapes. And same thing, we're just gonna kind of like pile these in little accessible areas for everyone to be able to reach. I probably should have bought more cucumbers because they've already been starting to disappear. That's all right. So we popped our Asiago there, and I crumbled up just a few pieces because that makes it accessible and easy to grab those. We're going with our salamis, our meats. I always take my prosciutto and I kind of like form it up into itself and tuck those into places. Personally, I really like pickles, so we're gonna go ahead and tuck a few of these in here. We have almost completely demolished. Oh my gosh, I'm in a food coma already. Everything here has been touched. It's been really good. Thoughts? 10 out of 10?
Yeah.
Why are you so nervous all of a sudden?
I don't know.
Thoughts?
It's really good.
All right. So here we go. We're going to finish this up and then we will say goodbye. All right, guys. We're going to go hang out inside for a little bit. Lunch was good?
Yeah, it was good.
Why are you still so shy? We're gonna go hang out inside. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Bye, guys.